Good evening. I'm Barb Groupiars, and I'm with my good friend, Chris McComas, and we are here today to announce our intent to create the Grace McComas Memorial Scholarship, but we need the community's help. We have created a GoFundMe account in Grace's name, and we have met with the Howard County Community Foundation, who would manage the scholarship, with a minimum of $20,000 plus a cushion for the first few years, which would allow the scholarship to be given for life. We're happy to turn some things ugly and negative that have happened to us in the past into a scholarship for students who exemplify the kindness, joy, humor, and compassion that Grace exemplified. I've given Chris my $9,368 check from the return of my sanctions from my court case. The McComas family is putting in $5,000, but we are asking the community to help reach our goal. In addition to turning our experiences into a positive, it's important to learn from our mistakes. The McComas has suffered the greatest injustices of all, from the school's lack of assistance in Grace's bullying to their lack of responding to requests for Grace's records after her death. In my case, I want to point out the importance of the board's understanding of legal cases for which you are a defendant, and how you are represented by your attorneys. I sued you for a lack of compliance with the Public Information Act. Your attorney stated his intent to file sanctions against me before any arguments were heard in the case within the first half hour. I was sanctioned because subpoenas were late. That was the first one. My attorney sent them in plenty of time, but your attorney's paralegal would not sign for certified mail, and they went back to the post office, where they sat until your attorney picked them up the day before the hearing. Your attorney put me in a deposition and threatened to subpoena my hard drive to get communications with board members, teachers union members, parent advocates, and former employees. I tried to settle the case 4 times, but the board was never told. Your attorney tried to stop me from doing MPIAs, stepped down from the Special Advisory Committee, and stopped speaking at public forums, which many attorneys have since told me are illegal and against my First Amendment rights. It is the board's responsibility to be aware of cases where you are a defendant. You should know how your attorneys are representing you, and you should ensure they are professional and ethical. So, ending on a positive note, I will say that any donations to the GoFundMe account in Grace's name above the requirements for the scholarship will go towards an education and advocacy nonprofit that Chris and I are going to establish. I thank you for your time, and if you want to make any comments.
I didn't plan to, actually, but the nonprofit that we hope to begin will be have as its main point GRACE, G-R-A-C-E, giving respect and compassion to everyone. And I would say that it seems to me personally, and certainly before this body in the last few years, but now, you know, when all this began with Grace on social media, it was still new. And the level of hostility and hatred and incivility that was expressed shocked me at the time. And I'm sad to say I see that continuing, but on a larger scale now with adults that we all know. And the worst seems to come out. And I think the divisiveness that we see, certainly in this country right now, is more than I have any memory of for being 50, just over 50. So I think that the only thing we can all do from all walks of life is to work on a pathway to peace, a pathway to understanding, and looking out for the inherent human dignity in each person, no matter what. And the way to get there is by giving respect and compassion to everyone, and that's what Grace will represent in this moment.
Thank you both for everything that you have done and will do for the students of this county. Appreciate it.